3 billion years ago, Earth took its first breath. Volcanoes erupted, and carbon dioxide and water vapor spewed into the air. In undersea vents, carbon compounds bubbled up to the surface, joined together, drank in sunlight, and exhaled oxygen. The Great Oxygenation Event was the greatest change to the history of our planet. We're so similar, the planets, Earth and Mars. We both had iron in our past, we just used ours up and kept going. Mars never ran out. Mars has so much iron that any whiff of oxygen turns right to rust. In 1877, Giovanni Schiaparelli drew the first map of Mars, and he thought it was a paradise, naming parts Eden, Arcadia, Utopia. For years, scientists looked up, and where there were deserts, they saw green, lush life. Until our cameras became stronger, and we saw it for what it really was. A wasteland of iron and rust. Great eruptions had shaped it. Great windstorms had sanded it. There were mesas and ice fields and oceans of dunes. There was a rift valley 4 times deeper than the Grand Canyon, and a mountain 3 times taller than Everest. It was a planet of superlatives, of knife-edged landscapes, never dulled by rain or burrowing roots. It wasn't like the moon at all. It was more like Death Valley. Except there was no life. There probably isn't life up there now. But Mars is all we've got. The next closest planet with even the possibility of life is 7 trillion miles away. "50 unmanned spacecraft have launched from Mars. Only 40% have landed on its surface. Martian gravity and atmosphere cannot be modeled or simulated on a computer. So a Martian landing cannot be tested. It can only be attempted." But you might be wondering, why does me? Why do I want to go to Mars? Well, did the Pilgrims on the Mayflower wait for a ship to bring them back? This might seem a little confusing, so perhaps it would be better explained through a song that I wrote. When I was a girl, I looked up at Mars through my brother's old telescope, and I wished that I could be up there, floating through space on a little red balloon. Mom and Dad told me to be realistic. Man can't live outside of Earth. They were right, it won't be a man. It'll be me, the first woman on Mars, like a 21st century Magellan, or a modern day Lewis and Clark. Like a modern day Lewis and Clark, I'll discover a whole new world, like finding a new side side of the park, except no birds or bees or trees or swings, 'cause we'll be on Mars. Well, not we, but me. I'll be on Mars, the new sandbox of humanity. Red sand will stretch on for miles, untouched by human fingers. I'll breathe deep through my oxygen tank, but just for an hour before heading back to camp. Mom and Dad will look up at me through my brother's old telescope. Out my window, 2 moons will rise. Earth will feel so far away, like a 21st century Magellan